write a Shakespearean play before these people's very eyes, okay? So the first thing we need to do, as any good writer knows, and Luke may tell you this, write what you know, correct?
Yes.
Exactly, write what you know. So what is something, Susan, that you know a lot about? Animals. Very nice. Any particular kind of animal? Dogs. Beautiful. Wonderful. Brilliant. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to find out who, what, and where. Okay? So we need some characters in this play. Who are they? What might be their names? Steve. Very Shakespearean. Very nice. And? Steve and Pat. How wonderful. Very good, very good. So Steve and Pat will be our characters. Now we need to know what they are doing in this play about dogs. What's the scene about? What's the crux of the play? Something exciting. Yeah.
Well, they have 4 dogs.
They have 4 dogs, so just managing those 4 dogs, I'm sure, is an adventure in itself. Very good. So it'll be the management of 4 dogs within this home. And where does this play take place? Anywhere in the world, where could it be? The backyard. Wonderful. Right in downtown Perry. Very good. Excellent. A lot of Shakespeare plays took place in Western New York. So what we're going to do is write this play now. I'm going to need your help. Okay, so one of the first things I like to do when I write plays, same as Shakespeare, is you like to picture the characters in front of you. Okay? Then that way that kind of helps you give voice to them. So we have our 2 actors, Chad and Austin here, to help us do that. So I would like for you to pick which one you would like to play Steve and which one you would like to play Pat. This is Pat, of course, very natural. And Steve. Very good. So Pat and Steve, you can come over with me, Susan. We're going to be right here. Now I'm going to fill in their voices. Alright? So when Chad is speaking for Steve,
He will sound like this. And he will move his lips and act like a strong dog lover.
Austin will represent Pat for us, and anytime we hear this voice, we know that Pat is speaking about her love for dogs. Very good. I see, very good. So, as we go through this adventure, this wonderful play about dogs set in the backyard of Steve and Pat here in downtown Perry, New York, sometimes writers experience writer's block. So I can't do this all by myself. And if there's a moment in this play where I need some help, I'm going to just touch you with this quill, and I want you to say the first thing you think of that comes into your brain, and then we're going to make it work in the play. So for example, if Pat was speaking, she might say, I love dogs because they make me feel important. Because I feed them and they know that they couldn't survive without me. Does that make sense? Yes. Perfect. So ladies and gentlemen, I take you to an idyllic paradise, the backyard of Steve and Pat in downtown Perry. And in that backyard, Steve and Pat are very busily managing their dogs.
Darling, look at the beautiful sunset there over top of the trees here off of Route 28.
I couldn't think of a more beautiful location to raise our 4 little children. Oh, Steve, stop that. You know we have 2 beautiful children, but these 4 dogs are here to help make us feel like parents again.
Oh yes, I feel the kinship with these animals, just like I feel the kinship with you. Looking in their eyes, and then looking at you, looking in their eyes, and then me looking in your own eyes, it makes me feel so tickled I can't think of anything to say. So overwhelming to me.
Darling, I'm afraid I have some bad news. I need to tell you that I had no idea what we're
all the dogs, and we put them in our own room. We built a little kennel right at the base of our bed, and they will act as our guard dogs, and we will forever be safe, and we can sleep well at night, dreaming that... dreaming that we were alone again. These dogs and our children are back at home. Darling, just thinking about this idea makes me so happy. I feel like I could kiss